We're going to get started now. Thanks for joining Build It Green's webinar this afternoon. Before we get started, I just wanted to make sure everybody is set up and can hear me. So on the screen here, you'll see, or on your screen, you should be seeing a blue control panel, and you can basically expand and collapse by clicking on the plus or minus sign on the left side of each pane, and then you'll see this double arrow. Double black arrows in a box, that's the grab tab, and if you open that, it'll expand, and then you can see below there's a viewer window which can change your screen from full screen to window mode, as well as a hand icon to click to raise or lower your hand. And so if you can't hear me right now, please raise your hand by clicking on that hand icon. We'll give folks a few minutes. We just want to make sure everybody is hearing us okay. And then a little further below on your control panel, you'll see this questions pane. And you can submit questions throughout the webinar at any time. And we will either reply to you personally through this chat box, or we can ask these questions to our presenter during our question and answer break. And you just type your question in this box right here and then hit send. So just want to review, this double arrow will break out that grab tab where you then find that you can raise your hand. So it looks like everybody, don't have any hands raised, so it seems like folks can hear me. And then before we begin, if you are experiencing an echo and you're using audio through your computer, you may want to try calling back in using a landline telephone and choose this option, use telephone. Because if you chose the computer and mic, you might be getting an echo, and it is preferable to use a landline over a cell phone. Okay, so that's a little bit of our housekeeping before we begin. So I'd like to welcome everybody to the webinar today entitled Green Rebates and Financing Programs in California. My name is Michelle Brown, and I'll be your host today. Build It Green offers monthly webinars as part of our continuing education offerings and member benefits, as members do receive free admission to our webinars as well as free access to our webinar library. Please note the webinar and PowerPoint slides will be available for download in our members-only webinar library by early next week. And if you're not a member of Build It Green, we hope you will consider becoming part of Build It Green's member community and helping to support our work in California. Please visit our website to learn more. Just a reminder, today's webinar is worth 1 CEU, but we can only give you credit if you stay on for the whole webinar. And you don't need to submit this course for recertification, as we will upload it into your record. So today's presentation has 4 parts, and we will break that up with 2 5-minute question and answer breaks. And as I mentioned before, you can just type your questions into that questions pane, and we will read those for our presenter, Tanaya, to answer. Please know that everybody will be muted during this presentation, and that's why we ask that you use that chat box. We will be sending a short survey. It'll go immediately out after the webinar, and we'd appreciate if you could fill it out. It's just 4 short questions, and let us know how we're doing with our webinar offerings. Okay, so this afternoon, we're very lucky to have with us Tanaya Asan with Build It Green. She is our Greenpoint Rated Program Manager. Tanaya brings 30 years of experience in the residential construction industry to her position as Program Manager of the Greenpoint Rated Program. Her 12 years experience with building and remodeling homes equips her with a thorough understanding of all phases of construction. Another 15 years experience as a construction defect analyst provides her with unique insights into problematic construction techniques. She is a California licensed general contractor, a certified green building professional, a certified Greenpoint Rater, and a HERS Rater. She has a master's degree in education and is certified as a green building professional from Sonoma State University. Please say hello, Tanaya.
Hello.
Great. So we're going to hand this on over to Tanaya. Let's just take a minute to transfer the screen.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, I'm in.
Take it away.
Hello, everybody. I thank you for being here, and hope you'll find today's webinar valuable. We are going to talk about more than just rebates and financing. We're really going to talk about some of the energy upgrades and green upgrades available through rebates, available through programs, and the opportunity of lowering the cost of home ownership, the players that are involved, etc. The webinar is really targeted towards the real estate professional, but obviously anyone that owns a home would be interested in this, and those folks that are working in the industry certainly want to provide this information to their clients, hook up with each other, and provide the services to make our state move forward, or help our state move forward with energy and green upgrades. So, I always forget how to find this thing. It's right here. Oh, there it is. So the four parts today. Let's talk a little bit about why green, kind of an overview of the trends here in California. I'm going to give you, and all of this will be an overview. We do have a training for real estate professionals that goes into this in some depth, which I will share with you a little more information about. But this will be an overview and get you started on what's available in the industry. So the first part, probably this is not new to anyone that's on the call. California's goals and concerns. We know that we're wanting to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions to the level of 2020 by 1990. We're not even close, so we have a long way to go. But part of the strategy for getting there is to reduce the consumption in our existing homes stock. And Energy Upgrade California was designed to help move that forward. Energy Upgrade California, I assume that most folks know what it is, but it really is a conglomerate of our utilities that provide rebates and some funds, some federal funds that came to local jurisdictions and local governments to help promote the program. Local jurisdictions are also providing additional rebates to homeowners. We'll get into this a little bit more, but it really was a kickstart. We're hoping to kickstart this program. In 2010, the National Association of Realtors did a survey, and they wanted to get an understanding of the consumers' interest in energy conservation, energy upgrades, and you can see 88% of the buyers said that heating and cooling costs were important to them. And I think it's interesting to note that it really depends. I don't know if people have talked to consumers about their interest in energy performance. You might get a no answer to, are you interested in the energy performance of the house? But then if the same question is phrased in a different way, saying, are you interested in the cost to heat and cool your house or your energy cost, then home buyers and homeowners say, yes, I'm interested. So it's really important that we understand how to talk to our clients and to get the real answer about their interest. You'll see in blue text here, this is a study, I believe, that was done by DOE. This is the average cost to the homeowner is $2,000 to $2,800 a year just for energy. So we can significantly reduce that, and that's really the programs that we're wanting to promote, is a means to help homeowners reduce their cost. I've already talked about this. This is the study that was done by the National Association of Realtors. You can see that the interest in heating, energy efficiency appliances, energy efficient lighting, that's of huge interest to consumers. The other reason why real estate professionals might want to be interested in green and energy upgrades is because they now have disclosure requirements. And those disclosure requirements are such that the real estate professional is required to tell their buyer that a home rating system in California is available. Now, there's no requirement to get a whole house energy audit or to get a HERS rating, but they are required to tell the consumer that this is available for them. Sorry, my screen's not moving here. There it is. So let's talk about it, and I'm going to speak about this from the perspective of the real estate professional. I know that there's others of you on that are not a real estate professional, but as I said, this is of interest for everyone. So from the perspective of the time of sale, the buyer and the seller, there is an opportunity now to help a buyer with the rebates and the financing available, with the professionals available, to make cost-effective upgrades that's going to save them money. So they may use additional financing to make those upgrades, but the financing that's available now would show that their overall cost of home ownership, which includes utility costs, would be less. So if we look at a home from the perspective, the way that a bank looks at the cost of home ownership right now is called PITI, the property tax, the interest, the insurance, and the loan. However, we know, as we just saw in the last slide, that the cost of utilities is $2,000 to $2,800 a year on average. So if we take on a small loan that the cost of that loan would be less than the cost of those utility bills, then we actually have put money in the homeowner's pocket. And that's what's available. The other thing that we want to talk about for real estate professionals is that there is an advantage for a seller to upgrade their home prior to selling, and there's some small things that can be done that can increase the value of that home by reducing the energy cost. So how do we get there? What's important to understand in the big scheme of things? Let's look at the big picture. We need to understand the standards, the credentials, the labels that are available in the market that provide a level of certainty or confidence for the consumer. We need to, as a real estate professional, we need to become the source of the source, meaning that we are a source that can provide the resources, that know the resources, that understand the resources, that can pull the professionals together to make it happen. So what it means essentially is creating a green team. So what's the benefit to the homeowner? Probably no one on this, probably for everyone on this call, this isn't new information. The cost of operation, much greater comfort in their home, much healthier air, less maintenance, on and on. In terms of the resale value, I see at least probably once a month, or once, sometimes even once a week, I am getting new research that shows the resale value on green homes and energy efficiency homes. There's a lot of people that are interested in this, and we're seeing more and more studies that actually document that homes sell either faster or for more. From the perspective of the realtor that wants to get involved with energy and green upgrades, there is a real differentiation that can happen. It's a service that you can provide that another real estate professional cannot. We have real estate professionals that are providing this information through their monthly newsletters. So there's, it shows you as a real estate professional as having information that someone else may not have. Satisfied customers, for sure. When a homeowner actually upgrades their home, they are much more comfortable and excited about living in their home. So from a lot of different perspectives, this is an advantage to the real estate professional. It may not mean, let me say it again, even if the home did not sell faster or for more, there is there is a referral process that happens because you are providing a good service to customers that other people are unable to make. So we're going to talk about a few other things today. I do want to say right up front, in terms of getting the kind of training and education that will be helpful to pull all this together, we do have two going on from Build It Green. We have a 4-hour course that is obviously a little more than what we're having today. And then we have a 2-day certification course that goes into a lot more information about building science to really understand and be able to message to the homeowner the value of energy efficiency and the value of green building. All of us are, to hold on to our clients, we have to understand how to communicate, and we have to understand how to talk about the benefits of these of our services and of the upgrades. So we spend a fair amount of time in the 2-day course talking about that. So the dates are here. There's a 4-hour course in September 29th that's coming up in Oakland. And then there's a 2-day course coming up October 19th and 20th. That's also in Oakland. If you're in Southern California, we have a 2-day scheduled in December. And you can register for those on the Build It Green website. If you are not a real estate professional, please, those real estate professionals that you know of, that you want to be working with, that is part of your networking team, get them on board and help them understand, because they're the first face. When we started Greenpoint Rated and for new homes, we knew that the big builders were the folks that would really move that program forward. We also knew the custom builders were the ones that were going to stretch and build greener homes. But in terms of really getting green going, it was the big builders. For existing homes and upgrades, we understand that the real estate professionals have a lot of contacts with homeowners. And if you're not a real estate professional and you are involved with this industry, get to know your real estate professionals. Tell them what you have to offer. So let's move on. I want to give a little bit of fundamentals. I suspect that most people on the call know this, but I want to just make sure that we've got the foundation. Because we talk about energy performance, we talk about building science, and we talk about green. And from Build It Green's perspective, our definition of green is the impact on all of the environmental categories within a building or a home. So green doesn't mean just energy efficiency. Green means energy efficiency, indoor air quality, water conservation, resource conservation, and community design. And we really like to make that differentiation because there is a lot of confusion in the market. When people say green, they may be referring to energy efficiency. So we like to make that differentiation, because there's a lot of benefits to a greenhouse besides just the energy efficiency. We also want to talk about whole house. So when we're talking about building science and energy performance, we're really talking about looking at the whole house as a system. For instance, how well your house is sealed has an effect on the energy consumption and the comfort of the house, the amount of dust in the house. And I'm not going to go through a lot of examples. Our 2-day course goes through this a lot so that you can really message this to the homeowners. But we really want to look at it as a complete system, because every part affects the other part. We also, from the green perspective, there also is house as a system. And everything to do with the indoor air quality is affected with the energy improvements that you might be making, again, the air tightening. It's looking at the upkeep and the maintenance of the house from the perspective of moisture. A lot of different components go into a greenhouse, and it's really important to look at how it all fits together. Again, we talk about this a lot in the two-day training. Another point I want to make about looking at house as a system and also about credibility, and I'm going to go into this next, is really this concept of don't guess, test. In our industry in the past, it's really been, we've been dependent on people's experience to say what size furnace should go in the house, or whether you should put in, when you're upgrading your house, whether you should put in windows or insulation or change out the ducts, what's really is the most cost effective. And now we have in our industry, we have diagnostic testing to be able to make those decisions. And we have software that can make those decisions. And it's really important that the consumers understand this, and important that those professionals that are working in the industry understand this. There still is a lot of skepticism, I think, and a lot of concern from homeowners of those professionals that are making the upgrades. And this is a big concept that can assist in changing the minds and developing and creating credibility in the programs. So one of the tools that is available in helping a consumer understand and develop confidence is the idea of certifications, labels, and standards. And most of these standards are coupled with a third-party verification. In California, you're going to see some labels. You're going to see a Greenpoint rated label, which is a greenhouse. You're going to see a LEED for home greenhouse. On the energy efficiency side, you're going to see a HERS certificate, which we'll talk about. This is an energy certificate available in California. For new homes, you might see an Energy Star home. That's, again, an energy label. And all of these are helpful to the consumer because they can build confidence. They're based on third party. They're based on tested and approved standards. We also have professional certifications that are coupled with quality assurance. We have a BPI, which is a home performance standard. We have a HERS standard, which is provides a third-party test of the home performance test. We have Greenpoint raters and LEED raters that come out and do an evaluation on the house as well. So why is it important, or what is helpful? Again, communicating to the consumer. Why would they want to hire these professionals to assess their house? What's the value to them? And really the value is, again, as I said, when you have a professional that has testing capabilities, has standards that they are using, then it really can assist in making the cost-effective improvements, so that when they make an improvement on a house, it is going to show results in maintenance cost, in water utility cost, in energy cost, and in the indoor air quality. Again, many of you on the call will probably be familiar with the parties and the players that are involved in making the energy and green upgrades. I wanted to identify them here. So this picture again is it's from the framework of a real estate professional. Here they are. They've just sold this sweet young party, this sweet young couple, their first home. They're all excited. And in this case, the home was already upgraded when they bought it. I'm just making this up. There was a green contractor that came in and did the work. There was an energy professional that did the evaluation. They got rebates from their local utilities. They had a Greenpoint rater that came and verified all the other green features like the resources and water. And they also put together a green mortgage to make those upgrades. So these are the parties that you need to be involved. These are the folks that understand how to make these changes. One party that I left that's not on here is the appraisals, or the appraiser industry. those certainly come into play when you're doing a time of sale. So let's look at a couple of these folks. We're going to look at the energy professionals first of all. And those professionals come in two forms in California. One is a HERS rater. And what a HERS, let's talk about HERS 2 first, which is a home energy rating system. And it's a system that can provide you a label, which we'll show, to compare one house to the other house. There is a software tool coupled with it, and that software tool will give an output. So let me start again. The HERS rater comes out. They do a number of different evaluations on the house. They test the ducts, the air ducts, to see if they leak. They test the house to see how much air you're losing through the envelope or up into the attic. They look at the furnaces and see what size they are. They look at the water heater. They look at a number of different things, and they put that information into a software package. And with that software package will identify energy and savings improvement from a hierarchical perspective of those that are most cost effective. Attic insulation is probably one of the most cost-effective improvements if the house has none or little insulation, so that would probably come up first. Also air tightening, so tightening the house so that the air that you have heated or cool in the house doesn't escape through holes. Those are two that are very cost-effective improvements. So this is what the HERS rater does. They do not do the work. They are a third-party verifier. So they want to partner with a contractor. The advantage of the HERS is that you do have a certificate with a score. And the score up here, as you can see, goes from 0 to 250. So usually the higher the score, the better. But in this case, your 0 is referencing a zero energy home. Your 100 is a code standard home, so the house that was built by today's standards. So most homes in California would be more than 100 points. It is not that difficult to upgrade a home and get it to 100 or less. So there's your score. It also gives you energy consumption and estimated operating costs. It can give you the energy efficient levels of rated features. So these are the features that are either in the house or going to be in the house, and they will give you the list of those features. So that's the HERS rater, third-party professional, trained and certified by HERS providers. And then we have these BPI building analysts. Who are these folks? These folks are general contractors and contractors who have gone through a very rigorous training in home performance. So they are very similar to a HERS rater, with a few different differences. One is that they can do the work. Two is that they are trained to do combustion safety analysis on the house. So when you close up a house, when you change out the systems, you want to make sure that the house is not. Let me start again. When you have let me start even further back. A lot of appliances, like your furnaces, like your water heaters, have a combustion flue that takes the unburned gases and it takes it out of the house. If the house is not breathing correctly and those ducts are not venting, then you can have combustion inside your house. So a BPI contractor is trained to do that test, and this is very important to them, as obviously we want to make sure that these houses are safe. The BPI contractors are the folks that deliver Energy Upgrade California in the advanced package, and we'll talk about that a little bit. Remember, Energy Upgrade California has rebates through the utility programs, and also some counties are providing rebates. This gives you a sample of what the BPI person is going to look at. The HERS rater will look at a number of these things as well, but they're going to do an interview first. They're going to do a site inspection. They're going to look at the size of the house and whether it's in a crawl space, what's the condition of the crawl space, is there insulation down there. They're going to look at all of the envelope, the windows, etc., the health and safety issues, as I mentioned. They're going to look at the HVAC system, do some tests. They're going to do some tests on the ducts, and they put all of that in a software tool to make that evaluation. I think that's all I want to say on that. We'll have a minute to ask some questions if you have any. Lastly, so we've talked about the professionals that are involved with the energy assessment and making energy improvements. It's not that much to go once you've made those energy improvements. Those are the items that can be most costly. And in addition to that, taking that to the next step, we're looking at involving or implementing indoor air quality practices. So if the house is getting painted, putting in low VOC paints. We're looking at water conservation, changing out systems, simple things, even changing out the faucets to low flow. Some resource conservation. Some simple things can be added to the house at the same time you're doing energy upgrades to make it a greenhouse and actually earn the green label. The work is done by green contractors and by Greenpoint raters. So Greenpoint rated existing home is a label, just like HERS rater is. HERS certificate is a label for energy upgrades. The Greenpoint rated is a label for a greenhouse, covering the 4 categories that we talked about. The Greenpoint rated existing home can be implemented by a contractor who's been trained as a Greenpoint rater. So your remodeling contractor, your BPI contractor can add those extra green features. They can verify the house. There is quality assurance on those folks, and the homeowner can get a label. This is a great thing at time of sale. We also have Greenpoint raters that are third party, that are not the contractor, and they come out and they do verification for the contractor. These are folks that have gone through extensive building performance experience, building industry experience. They've gone through extensive training and have written and field exams. Build It Green is the oversight organization for that program, and we provide quality assurance on the raters. So that is giving you just kind of a general overview and foundation of what's out there. After questions, I'm going to go into rebates and financing, and I'm going to go into how these professionals and the programs come together.
Okay, so we're going to take a few minutes now to take questions, and we had a few already that are typed in, but go ahead and type in a question if you have one. So we have a question from Marie. She's a newly certified HERS 2 rater and Build It Green professional, I believe a CGBP. How do you suggest that she networks with realtors in the Sacramento area that have either taken our courses or are currently doing EEMs or marketing green homes, etc.?
If you email me, I'll give you a couple names of some lenders that are working in the EEM market. I would, if you have not taken the EEM class through CalCerts, I would recommend doing that. And then I would recommend to any HERS rater or anybody working in this profession to reach out to brokerages and real estate associations and ask them if you can come talk to them. As a small, just even if it's even if it's 5 people. Go and talk to them about what you have, put together a little presentation about what you can offer them and what's important. Bring them the energy upgrade brochures, bring them a Green Point rated brochure, and start to educate them. Build a Green can't get out there everywhere yet, but there are some trainings for real estate professionals starting to happen more and more around the state, but it's very, very limited, really, the number of real estate professionals that are aware of this. We are providing a lot more webinars. We provided one through California Association of Realtors, but really it's you folks that are going to make that contact as well.
Okay, great. So it seems like engaging, like it's going to take all of us to engage with the real estate community. Yeah.
So put together a little PowerPoint, a little toolkit, a little package, and go talk with them.
Okay. All right. And follow-up question from Marie. What software tool does a BPI professional use?
The BPI professional uses the Energy Pro software. It's very similar to what your HERS 2 rater will use, except for they don't give a score. I understand that there is some training that's being developed so that your BPI contractor can deliver the HERS 2 certificate as well. But I think that answers your question.
Okay. A question from Jean. Which of these specialists should a homeowner call to evaluate their home, and why choose one over the other? I'm guessing she means a HERS rater over that. Yeah.
So the HERS score really can come into, well, we're going to go into this a little bit more, so I'm not going to, I'll revisit that question at the end, but know that the BPI contractor is the person that will deliver the rebates through the utilities. Your HERS provider is involved in an EEM and can deliver the certificate. So it really depends. Lots of times you're going to want both. But we'll talk about it a little bit more in the next section.
To clarify, EEM is energy efficient mortgage.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll take this one last question from Joe. My organization is creating a home-assisted FHA 203K EEM HERS BPI first-time homebuyer program.
Wait.
We are making presentations now. How can we synergize and get greater return on our resources? Any ideas?
That's fantastic, Joe, that you're putting that together. The 203K for folks that can get them to the green rating. And again, it's really just contacting the brokerages, the large brokerages, the real estate associations. Sometimes real estate associations have morning meetings where they are looking for presenters. So reach out to them. They are your folks that can help you make this happen, and they need people that are credible, that have a track record, because if they're going to recommend you to their clients, they want to know that that they can count on you. So that would be my suggestion.
Okay. All right. So we're going to move on with part 3, and then we'll folks can type questions along the way, but we'll take questions at the end.
Okay. Rebates and financing. Energy Upgrade California, as I said, it's a statewide program. Right now, it's specifically for single family. It will be modified and opened up to multifamily and commercial buildings. We're not there yet. Energy Upgrade California is a brand that encompasses not just the utility rebates. It includes the green rebates that we'll talk about. It includes the marketing from the local governments and their financing. Energy Upgrade California can be found. There's a website for it. If you haven't gone there, go and look through it. It really is. It's geared towards the property owner, but you'll see what what is being presented. Give you a lot of information about it. who the parties are. You can find a contractor there. If you are a contractor that's interested in becoming an Energy Upgrade California contractor, you can get information there. There also, if you look under, there's a section there called Local Information, and that's where you will find some of the other programs that are happening under Energy Upgrade California. And I think under the rebates is where you will find a whole host of rebates. I know that San Mateo County, for instance, will double any rebate that you get from the utility. They will double it. So there's lots of help out there. This is the basic package, the basic utility rebate package. So there is a basic package which I'm going to share, and if that's implemented, the homeowner can get a $1,000 rebate. From there, there's a home performance analysis that goes on, and your rebate is based on the percent improvement on that house. And that percent improvement is through the software package. So they enter the information in the software package. They give an estimate about the work that they're planning on doing. It spits out what kind of energy improvement will be, that is expected. And all of that goes into the utility, and the rebates are reserved. So if a BPI contractor comes out and he estimates that his work will give a 25% improvement, then he would submit that to the utility, and the homeowner, then $2,500 would be reserved for the homeowner. Once that work is done and the utilities do the verification, then the homeowner would get $2,500 for that work. The basic package, we haven't seen too many people take this to do this, but the basic package, any contractor can deliver the basic upgrade package once they've gone through, I think it's like a day or two training through the utilities. It includes air sealing of the house, attic insulation, duct sealing, insulation of the domestic hot water, and that's where they are accessible, so you don't have to open up walls, and the low flow shower head with thermostatic control valve. Combustion safety test is required as well, and the BPI contractors are the folks that are trained to do that combustion safety test. So even if a contractor comes out and does this work, they are going to need a BPI contractor to do your combustion safety test. So if the house already has attic insulation, obviously you can't participate in the basic upgrade. You'd be going to the advanced program. So the advanced program, you're doing everything in the basic. So you have to make sure that your insulation, your attic insulation is installed and all of those things that we just mentioned. And then there's a diagnostic test, like we talked about in the last section, that's done on the house, and depending on the improvements, then you can get the rebate back. Again, what's really lovely about the software tool that they use is that it will give you a hierarchy of the cost-effective improvements. So it's not a guess. It's not a contractor that installs windows and says, oh, hey, I'll install windows for you. No, they are given a hierarchy of the cost-effective improvements on that house. And usually windows is one of the last. Another rebate that's available is through the California Association of Realtors, and it can help in getting a HERS test. The audit, the $250 rebate, there's two different times that it is available. One is if there is an energy efficient mortgage being applied for this house, and a HERS audit is required as part of the EEM, then you can get a $250 rebate for that HERS test. Another time is after close of escrow. If the homeowner who has just purchased this house would like to get a HERS rating to find out where their house is and what energy improvements might be helpful in their house, then there is a $250 rebate for that test. That's through the California Association of Realtors. It does require a California realtor in the transaction. So not just anybody can get there, can get this rebate. Another rebate, which is available in about 30 different counties. If you go to your Energy Upgrade California website and you look into your county, you may find this one available. And this is some money to do, again, a HERS test. You can see that there's a $300 rebate for a test in and a $200 rebate for a test out. And this is the $300 is to encourage the audit, to say, oh, what are the cost-effective improvements? The $200 is to help after the improvements to see what really, to get the performance of the home and the certificate. Another rebate I want to share with you is to get a green label, to get the Green Point rated label, or actually the LEED label, either one. And they are available in just 2 counties right now. Green Point rated is available throughout California, but the rebates are available in LA County and Alameda County. These are also up on the Energy Upgrade California website. If you go under local information and then look under green, you will find these rebates. So in LA County, it's from $500 to $1,000 to the homeowner. The real estate professional or the contractor, if they refer the homeowner to the program, they can get a $200 referral fee. Alameda County, it's pretty much the same. So there's a lot more rebates. As I said, there's a lot of counties that are adding to the Energy Upgrade. So definitely go to the Energy Upgrade California. But I wanted to share those few rebates. And I want to go on to lending programs. There's a lot of them out there. The 3, well, actually, I think I might be only talking about 3. There's an energy efficient mortgage we're going to talk about. There is a CHF, Residential Energy Retrofit loan. LA County has a loan. And I think those are the 3 I'm going to talk about. The 203K, let me just say that the 203K is for other types of upgrades. So you can use it for energy efficiency, but you can use it for other upgrades as well. The FHA Power Saver, which is just coming out, sometimes working and sometimes not, is actually a, what do I want to say? What's a loan that, oh, my mind just went crazy. What's a loan when you already own the house and you're getting another loan?
Refinance.
Refinancing. Thank you. My brain was off in another world. So the Power Saver can be used in the existing home for refinancing, and it is for energy upgrades. It's similar to energy efficient mortgage, so in its structure. So when the Power Saver is, you'll know.
Power Saver is for refinance.
It's a refinancing. It's for homeowners that currently own their house. It's not available in a lot of places, but you will start seeing it probably more. So let's first talk about why would you want to get a loan for your energy improvements. None of this is new. We've talked about it. So there are loans out there that can be coupled with your traditional loan to actually save money overall. So in other words, the cost of this extra loan is not going to be more than the savings on your utilities. So again, we're talking about the PI/TI plus energy. So property, the mortgage, the interest, the insurance, the tax, plus the energy cost. If you were to get some of these loans, that total cost, including your energy, would be less if you were to upgrade your house than if you did not. So that's really the crux of the benefit that we're talking about. So the energy efficient mortgage, the loan is available up to 5% of the home's appraised value. It is an FHA loan. Again, it lowers the overall cost of home ownership. So what happens is a HERS rater comes in and does an evaluation of the house. They're coupled with the loan, the lender. They're providing information to the lender as to what those cost-effective improvements are going to be. A contractor is going to give a cost estimate for that energy efficient mortgage. That money is held in escrow until the home is purchased, and then the work is completed after the home is purchased. We talk about this a lot, go into a lot of examples, etc. in our two-day class, give you a lot more information. But that's the simple story of the energy efficient mortgage. It's really a lovely loan because the homeowner really has confidence that this extra money that they've borrowed is not going to cost them anymore in the long run. The CHF Residential Energy Retrofit Program is available in a lot of counties. Looks like it's more than 40 at this point. Again, you'll have to look at your county on the Energy Upgrade California website and see if it's available. There is a income cap for anybody that would qualify for this, but it's pretty high cap. A lot of middle income people could qualify for this loan, and the really lovely thing about this is the interest rate. So look into this one as well. It does not have the same structure as the energy efficient mortgage, so you might want to have your HERS rater or your contractor do an evaluation of that cost effectiveness that we talked about, because it's not part of the structure of the loan. Los Angeles County has a financing program available for energy upgrades and for solar initiatives, and they have both a secured loan and an unsecured loan available. The interest rates are a little bit higher, but there's no you can see there's no prepayment penalties. It can be added on to another loan. So there's that information, and you would find it on the Energy Upgrade California under Los Angeles County. So those are the loans that I wanted to discuss. Again, we'll go into those in much more detail in the two-day training. And we'll talk about some other ones as well. So we've talked about a lot of things. We've talked about the professionals that are out there. We've talked about the rebates that are out there, and it can get a little bit overwhelming to try to put it together. And that was some of the questions. We have a little matrix here that may help a little bit. It does take some time to sort it through. But let's look at this, putting it together. So your energy upgrade basic package, the amount is $1,000. An energy upgrade contractor installs that. So any general contractor that goes through a training with the utility can install that. You do need a BPI contractor to do the combustion safety. If we're looking at the advanced package, which is the home performance, it's the BPI contractor that does that work. And no one else needs to be involved. They can come out, they can change out your furnace, they can install new ducts, they do the test, they do the reporting through the utilities, and the utilities do the quality assurance on those contractors. Those contractors can be found on the Energy Upgrade California website. Greenpoint rated, as I said, there are some rebates in LA and Alameda County. There are contractors that are there that are available to be able to do the rating and the work. You can find those on the Energy Upgrade California and a list of the contractors, or you can get a third-party rater. You can also find those folks on the Build It Green website. The REAP requires a HERS rater. And it's the HERS 2 test. If you want the label, you're going to have a HERS 2 rater. And we're not going to go into the difference between a HERS and a HERS 2. We do talk about that until everybody in the room gets it during our 2-day training. The CEC HERS 2 incentives to give you a label. That is a certified HERS 2 rater. Both HERS raters and HERS 2 raters can be found on 2 websites. So CalCerts is a provider. Cheers is not in business right. They are still going through an approval process. So if you want to find a HERS rater or a HERS 2 rater, go to the CalCerts website. The energy efficient mortgage. So that does require a third-party person, the HERS rater, and eventually it's going to be required a HERS 2 rater. Right now it's a HERS rater to come out and do that test. They have to be approved for the FHA EEM. They've gone through an approval process and through some training. So that you have to have a third party that does the test, and then you have to have a general contractor or a BPI contractor do the work. The 203K, any general contractor that can do that work. The 203K Streamline, any general contractor can do the work. I won't go into the 203K, that's a little different. And CHF, there are approved contractors. If you want to Google CHF Residential Energy Retrofit Loan, you will find a list of approved contractors there. And I believe those contractors are all BPI. So it gives you a little summary of who the players are and when they need to be involved. You can couple those people. There's a lot of HERS raters that are BPI contractors and BPI contractors that are HERS raters. A lot of Greenpoint raters are also BPI or HERS raters. So although it looks like a lot of different players that are together, or you have to have a lot of different professionals together, a lot of those professionals have multiple credentials. So again, I want to encourage folks to go out and meet each other. BPI contractor, HERS raters, go out and talk to your real estate professionals. Talk to them about what we have available. Share with them about the training. Get them to the training, because together that's how we're going to create credibility. Show them about the credibility of the program, the credentials that you have, the training that you've had, and put it all together. Again, this is the training that's coming up. We'd really like for you to ask your real estate professionals. If you are a real estate professional in the training, we'd love to have you here. If you know real estate professionals, get them here. This training, actually I didn't tell you the cost, and I hope you're all still here listening. This for our course, $10. We have sponsorships and we have money available to offer this at $10. So everybody needs to be here. The 2-day training is for $50. As you know, if many of you know, Builder Green's 2-day trainings are $450. So from the cost perspective, there's no reason for people not to be here. And if we can encourage enough people to get here and start to help promote these trainings, then here's the vision that I get. Probably 60% of the homes that are sold in California could qualify for energy efficient mortgage. The rest of them could qualify, or the number of them could qualify for the CHF, the 203K. If 60% of the homes in California could qualify for one of those loans and do energy improvements, just think how far we would go. So that's the vision that I have, and that's why I say that the real estate professionals are really the folks that can help make this happen. And we're really excited to start working with the real estate professionals and get them to our training. Is that it? Here's the website for the trainings and information about Greenpoint Rated. So, any questions?
Yeah, we do have some questions. Let's see here. So Jean Carey wanted to know, is the FHA Power Saver loan available in San Mateo and Santa Clara counties currently?
All of the FHA loan is a federal loan, so it is available. The issue with it is that there's only a certain number of lenders who are currently qualified to provide them. So probably the best thing is to Google Power Saver and see if you can find a list of those lenders that are providing the program.
Okay. Another question from Marie. The CEC HERS 2 incentive is paid to the homeowner, correct?
Yes.
If so, the initial fees for the whole house audit/rating would be paid to the HERS 2 rater by the prospective homeowner, correct?
Say that one again.
So, if the incentive is paid to the homeowner, the initial fees for the whole house audit would be paid to the HERS 2 rater by the prospective homeowner.
Correct.
So the homeowner would have to pay that first.
That is correct.
Okay. Got it. And just to, I know you said you were just going to circle back to Jean's question, which of these specialists should a homeowner call to evaluate their home and why choose one over the other? I think that you sufficiently explained that.
Ask Jean if she feels like it's answered.
Yeah, Jean, go ahead and type in if you feel like you need more information at this point. We'll give a minute. We'll give a minute for more questions. I had a question. You know the disclosure requirement that you mentioned in the beginning, is that new about disclosure?
Yes, the disclosure requirement for the real estate professional is fairly new. It's been within the last year.
Okay. Cool. Jean said explain more, please.
Okay. So if I were working with a client, I mean, if they're going to sell the home, there's a lot of different, what I would encourage you to do is think about the different scenarios. So if I had a client that was selling a house and I was struggling to sell that house, or I was concerned about it, then I might bring to the homeowner the possibility of these EEMs and put together a team, and so that when a buyer came to look at my house, I would say, look, I know that this house needs some upgrades, but I know how you could get it done really well. I know the professionals, and I put this information together for you so that the homeowner doesn't have to do that, or the prospective buyer has already the information that they need to start it. Another possibility is for, if that is the case, if the EEM, then you're going to want to have a HERS rater involved, a HERS rater that can deliver the EEM. You're going to want to have a contractor, a BPI contractor involved. If the homeowner has been living in their house and they want to do an energy upgrade, then it really is the BPI contractor that's involved. Having a HERS score may not be something that they really care about. They might, for bragging rights, or because they might be selling the house down the line, they might want it, but it's not as essential. The other reason to bring in a HERS rater would be if the homeowner wants a third party to come and look at their house to build some confidence. So the BPI contractor is really the one that can do the work. The HERS rater is going to provide that third party, that step back from the work to give oversight. So you could think about it from that perspective. Is this client somebody that wants to have that third party verification, or do they feel comfortable with their contractor? Is there a circumstance where that third party is required through, like, the EEM? Where that third party is required. That's a way to start thinking about it.
Great. So I know we're a little past 2 o'clock, so we will certainly stay on for the next 5 minutes, and Tanaya would be happy to answer questions, so folks can still keep typing some in. But I just wanted to let you know that we have our upcoming webinar in October, and that is scheduled as Solar Electric Systems Overview, Examples, Financial and Environmental Benefits. That's on Wednesday, October 26th from 10:30 to noon. And if you do have questions, you can send those to myself or to Tanaya. What I will do, there'll be a follow-up email going out to everybody today, a few hours from now. I'll go ahead and put in those upcoming Build It Green trainings, that 4-hour course, as well as the CG Rep. And that way, yeah, I'll put the cost because those are the big ticket items. And we encourage you to engage with your network of real estate professionals or anybody who, any finance professionals that would be interested and appropriate for those trainings. So we can officially call this closed, but we will stay on the air for a few more minutes to see if there's any more questions coming in. We're getting a bunch of thank yous to Tanaya, and I do want to thank Tanaya. This was really great, really timely information and very relevant, and I think the message is clear that it's going to take everybody to get this information out, and especially to the real estate professionals. Yep, we're getting some thank yous here. While we're waiting, I had the question, that when you said the HERS score, going from like say 145 to 100, which would be standard, do we have any sense of what would be needed to reach that greenhouse gas goal by 2020? Like, do we need more houses, existing homes to move to the 100, or do we need them to move beyond 100?
Well, I can just make a guess.
Yeah.
We're talking about, the goal was to have about a 25% improvement on the houses.
Okay.
So if we're looking at maybe an average score of 130 or 140, what's a 25% improvement? That's not quite 100, is it?
No. Yeah.
But certainly, yeah, if we got everybody at code. So another way to look at it is, so we're looking to drop the carbon emissions to the levels of 1990. So if every house was built to California code now, or improved to California code, that code is much higher than what it was in 1990.
Oh.
So that's another way to look at it.
Okay. Okay, good. We're getting lots of thank you. Great presentation. Great. No questions are coming in. We'll just stay on for about another minute. Yeah, and just as a reminder to folks, if you are a member, you'll have access to this webinar as well as the PowerPoint slides. So, in thinking about what kind of outreach you may be doing, you can refer to some of the information there. Yeah, we encourage folks.
There's also, if you are going to visit Real Estate Professionals, we have sent out flyers about the training, so please spread the word. Like I said, it's $10. The Oakland training is open to any real estate professional. The one in LA, you have to work in LA County. So those folks in Sacramento, if they want to come down to the training, $10 for the 4-hour and $50 for the 2-day.
And if you want to help to promote this to real estate professionals in your circle, you can email me at Guild@BuildItGreen, and I can send you the flyer if that's,
right. Right.
Anything you guys need, certainly ask. Okay, so no questions have come in, so we're going to officially end. Thank you all for attending, and we hope to see you next month with our Guild webinar. Thanks and goodbye.